Happy New Year! Okay, no, it's January 12, but my new year didn't start how I thought or planned. I actually was away for the first 7 days of January on a Bush Fire deployment that I volunteered for in 2 different locations in Western Australia. It's been a long week. I've been back for a couple of days. More about that later. I'll explain some things that I went through. And for now, I'm about to attend a hen's night high tea. Look, I'm all like clean and fancy and stuff. January 1. My husband and I and other bush volunteers are on the road heading towards our bush fire deployment to relieve other crews that have already been out for a little while. This was my first deployment and not really sure what to expect, so we arrive at our destination and it turns out there's one few rooms, so we end up bunking. But that's okay, kinda love him. The fire had already been fought, so to speak, but with a few really bad hot days coming, we were there to make sure nothing crazy happened. There was a few little flare-ups, but it generally looked worse than it is. Just so it's said, any of the footage and photos that were taken were done so in moments where the pressure wasn't on and in a responsible manner. Okay, so I'm on my first deployment out at a fire, far away from where I live. We were just about finishing up the first fire. It was all looking good, going to hand it over. But there's a fire somewhere else, so me and my new mate on our way to that one instead. And we've been redirected, yet the rest of the guys we came up here with and my husband are still back there. So we were just saying how it was really weird to kind of be just saying goodbye over the radio or not really being able to, or I don't know, just have that finishing moment, let alone not giving my husband a proper hug and a kiss goodbye before we depart. So let the adventure continue. bumpy roads. The poor girls without their bra, because I don't wear bra in the fireground, were everywhere. Excuse me. What else we had? I feel like I should have like noted some stuff down. We are at somewhere different now. We've been redeployed to even further east, and the funny thing about it is it's the furthest east I've been. And when my dad was alive, he was a truck driver at the latter end, and I'm going through all these towns that he would tell stories about. I'm like ticking them off in my head, and you know, I recognize the name, but I've never been there. You know, I don't know. It's kind of nice. I know it's not crazy magical, but it's kind of nice being in those places and that he's talked about and mentioned, kind of thing, that are so far out. Because otherwise it's not the kind of thing I would just do on an everyday basis. The first night we got here, I realised I'd bought my battery charger out and I didn't have a cord because hubby had the battery charger and his cord, because we were supposed to be together for the whole time, but he ended up finishing his deployment going home, but I could stay longer, so I did. So I had to go buy a cord, so I was settled in our accommodations, and I went back to the front office and there was this young guy, I don't know, maybe early 20s, kind of British accent, and I asked him about a cord. I walked straight past the cords. I got to the counter and he said, oh, because, you know, the people that are running the fire, paid people, and I think he just all thought we were that. And I said, oh no, I'm a volunteer. And he went, oh, and he just seemed surprised, like, why would anyone volunteer to come out here to fight fires in the middle of nowhere? And, you know, he's not wrong. And he said, you know, he looked at me and said, like, why did you become a volunteer? And I said, well, we moved to a fire-prone area, and it's our way of kind of giving back to the community and also kind of educating ourselves about fire and just getting more in the know, which has certainly happened. We know a lot more now than we did when we first started, and it's a nice feeling. I think it gives you a bit of comfort. Mind you, if the conditions are wrong, then comfort don't matter for no one. So people are starting to head out. We're about to head out, but our loader driver, because that's how you fight your fires out here, which is so strange to me, is just filling up something, so... I'm so full of Red Bull.
Here you go, you good one.
I don't know if it's proof, but we'll give it a go.
Why did we stop to play with sticks when there's work to be done?
Well, because fires aren't conveniently located off named roads that are easy to find. So we had to mark the location ourselves. And I'm quite proud to say that my little teepee shaped thing was still standing by the end of the day, still going strong. We even found a little bit of bush rubbish around to give it a bit of decoration as well. That's right, going second was easier. I find being a bushfire volunteer that there's elements that I enjoy that I didn't realise that I would enjoy. Like, it's not why I joined. But I enjoy the camaraderie and I enjoy the challenge of being alert and making good decisions. You don't enjoy being interrupted suddenly or missing out on big events like birthdays and engagement parties and the likes. But if I had to find the positives, I would definitely say I feel lucky to be able to visit and see the landscapes I've seen. There's some real beauty that comes from such a harsh environment. The other thing I'd say I appreciate is the wealth of knowledge for the people you're surrounded by. The educational tips about the fire experiences people have had and things to consider in the future. Even their personal stories and their own lives and the types of experiences they've had is an unexpected bonus. Alright, so it's the last afternoon at the fire before we head home tomorrow. We've got a new crew coming in tonight. It's been a warm one today. Kind of dicking around with some stuff, but you know, that's what you get. You're not here to have a perfect run necessarily. That's always the dream, I guess. But yeah, it's over. Awesome experience. Learned a lot of stuff. It's kind of like an intensive crash course for, I wouldn't say for newbies. I'd probably be in for a little while before I'd send someone out here. But yeah, great experience. Met a lot of people, learned a lot of things. I've got boob split like you wouldn't believe right now. But just thought I'd make a quick clip while we're just we're about to stop and turn around shortly. So I don't know if I've got anything else to say. I'll probably forget it, and I'll have to wait till I get back to camp and take this gear off for the last time. We were on the road all day, got home about 4:30 in the afternoon on a Tuesday. I took Wednesday off from work to recover. I went back to work on the Thursday, and wouldn't you know it, I was at a fire outside of our area on the Thursday night. I got a few awesome photos, but again, they actually make things look way worse than they were. Sometimes when you're fighting a fire, you can do these things called strategic burns, basically trying to lower the chances so that the fire doesn't travel. And that's what was happening this night. So the controlled burn resulted in these really cool photos. Fire's no joke though. Be smart, be prepared, and don't take the risk. Thanks for watching.